said it was at least 8.5 feet tall.
It wasn't more than 8 when it was.
We probably locked eyes for maybe 3 seconds, and that was enough for me to...
We have similar reports in Russia.
I must have watched it for about, a minute and a half.
A large something.
I couldn't explain what it was.
And that's when I saw the face peek out from behind the tree at me.
But ancient Native Americans have been recounting sightings for centuries. Sightings of creatures all the creek.
They ran into this people that they call the creek people.
Since the late 1950s, local and national newspapers have recounted eyewitness reports of 6 to 8 foot tall, hairy, man-like creatures roaming the mountains of Humboldt County in Northern California.
You came down from the mountain where the crystal waters flow. No reason to consider company might show. But destiny would find you where you walked across the sand to leave a world divided. Did Roger film of Bigfoot or man? Where are you now, Patty?
Well, welcome, folks. It's that time once again for the Friday evening Bigfoot Radio. And now for the Bigfoot research teams from across the country, welcome everyone. How is everyone doing tonight?
Well, how everybody's doing tonight, I haven't got a clue. I guess I could say I'm doing all right. And we are also live on YouTube. So now we're doing Bigfoot Radio on podcast, and we are now doing Bigfoot Radio on YouTube. Hello, everybody. How's everybody going or doing?
Well, derail that train.
Get rid of it. Get rid of it.
What's going on, Stephen?
Oh, nothing much. Same old, same old. You know how that is. Trying to do everything right and it ends up wrong. Got to go to court this coming Friday, so got to get that out of the way.
Well, you got to stop robbing them damn stores.
Yeah.
Well, you know something. We can't help the stores now. We're supposed to wear that stupid mask. It's mandatory.
Yeah, I hear you.
Ours ended today at 5 o'clock.
Yours ended today at 5 o'clock. Aren't you lucky?
Brenda got hers yesterday, the Moderna shot. So she got to go back next month and get the second dose. But even after that, if you wait to 2 weeks, if you go to a store that says it's mandatory to wear a mask, you're going to still have to wear a mask.
You have to.
Yeah.
I could take flu shots, and I wouldn't take it even if I could.
Yeah, well, you took the virus shot, though,
Did
right?
you?
No,
No, you need to take
You
it,
need to
girl.
take them, girl.
But don't play around with it. There ain't nothing wrong. You'll take the shot, and they'll set you down for 15 or 20 minutes and monitor you to make sure there's no reaction.
Yeah, they did me.
I can't even take tetanus shots. I'm allergic to everything. I'm serious. Last tetanus shot, it did the adverse thing to me. The next day, I had 104 fever, and I called the doctor, and she demanded me to go to the emergency room. It gave me blood poisoning, and I can't take cortisone or prednisone.
Well, you might want to crawl up in your chimney and act like a hermit.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, my mother took that dumb shot. She took the one at the beginning of April, and then she took another one at the beginning of March, and she says she's fine after taking it. But I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not going to take it because right after she got her second shot, she ended up getting sick.
Well, I'll come out there and piss on your grave when you die.
I'm not. I'm not going to die. I'm doing my.
I know you believe. I know you believe in that quarters of the silver stuff.
It works. I tell you what, I cured my daughter with it. She caught that coronavirus here about a couple months back. I sent her a bottle of it before she caught it. And she said just right after she caught it, she took that colloidal silver. Within a 2-day period, it was gone.
Well, you need to be getting in touch with like Fauci and telling him about
I've
this.
told Fauci about this stuff till I was blue in the face. And he kept coming back, well, you're going to turn blue. And I looked him up.
Well, yeah.
I looked him up and I said, you only turn blue if you don't know what you're doing.
You turn blue if you take it like repeatedly.
Actually, you turn blue if you use it in tap water. If you use it...
Now, if I move out there and your ass is blue, I'm coming back to Florida.
I tell you what, I've been doing this stuff 15 years and I ain't blue.
That you know of.
I want to tell you what I heard today. My cousin works at a grocery store here, and they started giving the vaccines. And I broke my foot, and I was in one of those Hot Wheels that they roll around in, because I was hurting so bad. I got on one of the scooters there, and she came around there and she handed me my plate. I got something out of the deli, and she says, "Are you going to take that vaccine?" I said, "No, I'm not going to take it." She said, "I'm not either." Said yesterday they started getting vaccines here, and every one of the 6 people that took the vaccines called in sick today.
Wow, Brenda got hers yesterday and she feels fine.
Yeah.
But it was that Moderna shot, and I get mine this coming Wednesday, but it's the Johnson & Johnson shot.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, so anyway, to break it up, who heard about the thing going on here in Florida with the big pit full of water?
Huh?
What?
Here in Florida, where they had that Piney Point thing with the dam that was threatening to collapse and all. I mean, they heard about it all the way up in Michigan.
Wow, we didn't hear about it here.
Yeah, I figured you'd have heard about it. But yeah, it was in threat of collapsing.
Yeah.
And what it was a fertilizer plant that was put in like 40 years ago, I guess. And they had been storing the contaminated water in these big lake-like things. And of course, when it settles to the bottom, it's like radioactive.
Wow.
And from that level up, it's just clear water.
Huh.
And it sprung a leak. And they were like in fear of it having a total collapse. It was 800 million gallons of water.
Wow.
And they said it would have been a 12-foot tall tidal wave.
Wow.
And this was exactly 2 miles from us.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, and they just showed on the TV that because they had the water running out, they were trying to relieve the pressure and was taking water out of it. And they got it down to like 200 million gallons, which took the stress off the wall. They had 41 blocked from our place all the way down through Manatee County. And anyway, they just showed on TV that because they was running the water out in the Gulf and they didn't know what it was going to do to the fish or the habitat. You know, they thought it was going to start algae blooms and stuff.
It will.
And they just showed that it's no longer a threat and that they stopped the water from running into the Gulf.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing.
Right.
But we didn't get washed away in a tidal wave.
That sounds almost like Lake Oroville up in, what was it, Oroville, California, about 2-3 years ago. I remember that one. It was all over the news.
Yeah, I'm surprised y'all didn't hear about it, especially in Alabama. I mean, hell, they heard about it in
I
Ohio.
don't listen to the news. I don't listen to the news no more.
Oh, well, that's probably why you didn't hear it.
Yeah. Jan,
Don't listen to the news.
I haven't talked to you since Ashley died.
No, you haven't.
And I tell you what, I still miss that child. I really do.
Oh, I bet you do. But we love talking to her. Yeah, we love talking to her. I can't say I don't know or I know how you feel because I don't. But I mean, I know what it's like. I know what it's like to lose a child. Yeah. And she was like a child to you, so I guess I do kind of feel your sorrow, and I am so sorry for you. I really am.
So am I.
You know,
but she's way far in a better place than us. And guess what? She knows, just like I said when my brother died in 2020, and he researched Bigfoot since 1962. He got me into it. And what I said when he died, he knows the truth now.
Yep.
Yeah, and he knows where they all at.
Yeah, and I'm mad because he ain't come back and told me anything.
you see, he
knows the truth now.
Yeah, me and Ashley did a podcast on her channel day before she passed.
Yeah, the day before, yeah.
And she said a lot of great things about Jan. She said, Jan is the Bigfoot, how'd you say it? Jan was the Bigfoot grandfather of them all. He said
he was the Yoda of Bigfoot.
Yeah, he was the Yoda of all Bigfoot research.
Oh, no.
Said that.
I mean, I appreciate that, but I'm not an expert. I just been doing it all my life, and maybe I do know more than other people do. But
you do kind of resemble him.
I probably do.
Watch it there, Snake Man. I'm gonna have to come over there and pound on you.
I ain't scared.
Snake Man, you don't know it. I was the one that came up behind you at that lake. And if you'd have moved for that knife, oh well, they'd have been planting you. So now let it go. Let Mary Catherine talk.
Yep.
I was going to say, this is a personal, private joke between me and Snake Man, but I might need to change his nickname. No, don't change a thing.
What is the lowest thing?
I don't know what I know.
Don't change a thing.
Okay.
What, kid on a tricycle?
No, I was just gonna say this. I'm supposed to be going for a procedure next week. That's all I'm gonna say.
We've been hearing that for the last 40 years.
No, Giant knows what I'm talking about. So does Mary Catherine.
And we've been knowing about that for the last 40 years.
I'm not saying
what are they gonna do? Seriously.
Oh yeah.
I'm not gonna say it on the air.
Well, what? Are they gonna amputate your nuts or something?
What?
Actually, what's going on is he told me earlier today that they were going to take his brain out and play with it.
Oh Lord.
Oh my.
Well, there comes the end of the Bigfoot species in Texas.
I couldn't help that. I'm sorry.
What are you saying, Snake? What are you saying?
The procedure is nothing to do with my foot. That's coming later. Because I'm going to be talking to a doctor Monday about my foot. But the other procedure is something different. It's a totally different procedure.
He's going in to have.
They are taking your brain out and playing with it.
Yeah.
No. They did my nephew that way.
Yeah. Giant done let it all out of the bag. Maybe they'll take it. Maybe they'll take it out to the tennis court and bounce it back and forth to each other.
Well, look at it this way. They've already said that I have a heart murmur now, and I have high blood pressure, so I have to watch everything I say and do.
They just found out that you have a heart murmur. You were born with that.
You're using your brain?
They just found out that you had a heart murmur.
They can't.
Hello.
Yep. Yes.
That's it. Yeah. Damn, they should have found that. How old are you? About 70 now?
No, I'm 53.
Okay, well, 53 years they should have, unless you don't go to the doctor, they should have found it.
Snake Man, I need you to come to Alabama and show me how to pick wild lettuce. I'm going to start making my own pain medicine.
Well, here's the thing, though, John. Okay, the doctors that I've seen, from when the injury first happened, they should have picked it up. The doctors who did the first surgery should have picked it up. Nobody picked it up.
Yeah, they should. Yeah, they should have. But they're not perfect. But well, if you're having something else other than your foot, man, I hope and pray it goes good for you.
Yeah, the doctors aren't perfect. They just want what's in your wallet.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
I'm glad I got insurance.
Well, yeah.
Do you have Humana?
Do what?
Do you have Humana?
No. And you know what? I got a good law firm of Dewey, Scrum, and Howe.
You said a law firm of Scrotum and who?
Scrotum and Howe.
No, I said my law firm that is representing me is Dewey, Scrum, and Howe.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood that.
Derman, Scrotum, and Howe.
No, what's the doing Scrotum, dude?
And the insurance company is what? Tin Can Elite?
What kind of insurance does he have?
What insurance you got?
We got the Medicaid here in Arkansas.
Oh, okay. Well, ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm on Medicaid here too, but well, I switched to Social Security this year, but in order, I'm not 65 yet, so they couldn't switch me totally to Social Security. But they had to keep me on SSI.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had to keep me on SSI so I could keep my insurance. So I get a little small check every month from them, and then the rest of it comes with SSA.
Oh, hey, Giant, the lawyer and the workman's comp people from the doctor for the workman's comp, they already gave me my rating on my disability rating, 92.1%.
No, you'll get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll get it.
But you're disabled. You're disabled.
Oh, yeah, you're definitely disabled. I mean, you're not going and crawling under houses after varmints now, are you?
Yeah, well, I'll still work, but I'm going to start recruiting my daughter.
Yeah, because you don't, if they do grant you that, you don't need to get caught working, because they will watch you.
Now, here's the thing, Snake Man.
Take it away from you.
Here's the thing, Snake Man. You can tell them that you do Bigfoot research, and they'll look at you like you're a nut, but that's what you want to keep that check for, is because everybody out here that thinks, oh, Bigfoot ain't real, Bigfoot ain't this, you're just nutty because you're seeing stuff that ain't there. Guess what? The rest of the world thinks we're nuts, but you might as well get paid for it anyhow, right?
Well, that's true, but if he does the critter removal and stuff.
Right, I can understand that part.
They know him for, then he doesn't. He needs to say no. I don't do that no more, and they don't need to catch him doing it, or they'll take it away from him and put his ass in court.
The way it works here is they told me that I can make a certain amount of money and still work.
Yes. You can make a certain amount. It's not a lot, But I'm gonna tell you, you go crawling under houses and they see it, you're gonna lose your shit, man.
I think
You
can make
you
so
can't
much
do it.
money. I think even though you're retired and on disability, you can still work,
Yeah.
but you can't make so much money.
Right. Yeah, that's true. I'm just saying if he goes on the disability or on the SSI, they do pick certain people that they watch to see if it's fraud. And if they see Snake go crawling up under a house or crawling up in attics and stuff, that's going to be fraud to them. That's what I'm saying. Just watch your ass on that.
That's where, like I was saying, there's no law saying I can't have my daughter work for me.
Well, no. You can teach her everything and have her do it. You just can't do it.
I can still be there and be in charge. But...
Yes, because that's a paycheck for you. You can make so much money on SSI. You can make so much money.
Here's the thing.
Yes.
We're getting a little off track here, but
we're way off track.
Anyhow.
Well, hey, no, really we're not, because me and Brenda went out yesterday and Bigfoot showed me his SSI card. So he's getting benefits too. Hey, if the Mexicans can get the benefits, he can too.
Yeah, I know what you mean. By the way, Mary Catherine, do us a favor and tell us all about what you saw in the sky a few nights ago to almost 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, because this brings up a big dilemma.
Well, okay. Over the years, I've noticed something that looked up high up in the atmosphere, in our atmosphere. It looked like a star with Christmas tree lights, dangling down. I mean, and I filmed it and everything. And there were several times it was low and it moved. And the other night, I was taking my mother some potato salad or chicken salad one, and I got right there at the Fortson Road, and over about a quarter of a mile over from where I was at, this thing, it looked like a triangle with these lights, and it was standing still, and it was on top of the trees. And then it went from it moved, and it didn't speed up to move, and it didn't slow down to stop. It moved from point A to point B, and it stayed there. And I said, "Oh my Lord!" I thought, what? The gravel pits. I know the foot's over there. They used to be. I don't know if they still over there or not since the man's gave. But I thought it was. When I saw it high up in the atmosphere all those times, and then I saw it moving, I thought, well, maybe it's a space station or maybe it's a satellite that I'm seeing. But no. And not only that, I have seen more than 2 and 3 at a time in the sky around here.
Yeah, and it does.
I have never seen one that close, and I don't believe. Now I told y'all this. I don't believe in space aliens and stuff like that.
You do now.
I don't want to believe.
You might as well believe.
I was telling.
Well, the government's already come out 2 years ago and said that alien spacecrafts do exist, that there are aliens. Yeah. And this is something that we, as a human race, has to accept.
Well,
now, what makes well, they're in different shapes and sizes, sweetheart. They're in different shapes and sizes.
A big house up in the sky. It looked like looking at a big.
Yeah, and I saw the picture, and there's something in the center of it, and it wouldn't let me pull it in close enough to see it. I tried to pull it in, and they kick it back.
No, that wasn't my picture. But I started looking up, and that's what I saw, and that's exactly what I saw.
And it makes you wonder and think about it. I mean, I don't want to think about it because Stephen knows I've ate crow so many damn times, but you've had a Bigfoot mecca around your house for years, and now you've got this unidentified object, apparently more than one, and it does make you wonder. But I mean, I don't want to believe it, but you know what? I probably wind up eating damn crow in this one too.
Well, here's the thing about it. When I realized Bigfoot was real, it really blew my mind. I mean, I
Right.
had a hard time. All right, I don't want to believe in UFOs and space aliens. And I told Brian, I said, all I need is little blue men come trying to pull me off my bed at night.
Well, then you shoot it. Then you just shoot it.
You've been watching too much TV.
Yeah. Yeah, one, they're not going to do that, but yeah, sweetheart, you might as well come to the realization they are there. We're the only species that's alive, and the plant and the solar system, except for like the micro things that they find on Mars and stuff. But, God did not say that we were the only people in the entire universe. And the universe is a big place.
Yeah. Well, here's another thing. This man that lives here, one night, him and this other guy was out riding around in the backwood roads, and they saw something, and they lost 3 hours.
Yeah.
They lost 3 hours, and when they realized it, they didn't. They wondered where did the time go, and it bothered them and everything. But now like I said, I don't want to believe. I want to say. I'm just saying, God just protect me. Ignorance is bliss. We're supposed to think like that.
Well, that happened to a friend of mine in north central Tennessee. He was on an expedition up there. I don't want to call names, but he was on an expedition up there and was with a bunch of people in a field. And he told them, I'm going back to the cabin. Well, he left and drove to the cabin. And when he got there, everybody was at the cabin. And he's like, what? And they wanted to know where he had been. He was gone for 5 hours.
Yeah. Well, my friend Dorothy, her and Mr. Jim, y'all know who I'm talking about. They were working on some videos, and they had captured a unidentified flying object, and they were working on the video, and it was about 10 o'clock, and then they realized it was 3 o'clock in the morning. And they don't know what really happened during that time. And in the video they made, you could hear a man's voice talking.
Well, maybe they will zoom Snake Man up, and maybe that'll give them all the information they need, and they'll leave.
You know what? Go ahead.
Well, I was just we was having a conversation before we went live about, when Giant saw his first Bigfoot when he's a little boy and how he got up under the bed and hid.
Right.
I wanted to ask Giant, did you take your binky with you?
I'll tell you what.
He probably did.
I tell you what, there wasn't no room underneath that bed for Binky. I said, hell with this. I left everything on the bed, and I crawled up underneath there, and I stayed there all night long. I was not about to get up out of that bed and argue with a big old face like that in that window.
You had your Binky with you.
Too scared to go.
I tell you what, if it was a Mack truck coming towards me in my Jeep, guess who's the first one to go? It's gonna be me. I ain't gonna be in that Jeep.
Yeah, you had your Binky with you. Don't be lying.
I probably did. I don't remember that part.
Hey, John, I got a suggestion. We all
What?
need to make our Tarzan yodel. See who does the best Tarzan yodel.
Oh no,
Hey,
we
hey,
are not
Captain.
playing. We are not playing no Carol Burnett. No,
Hey, hey,
hell
Mary
no.
Catherine.
I will take my head.
What? Hey, Dad.
You know that picture of the spacecraft you had? I blew it up and I was looking. I seen the cockpit, and I swear to God, I saw Jan sitting there waving at us.
Hey, you ain't supposed to. You're not supposed to tell anybody that, you dumbass.
Hey, but
Damn, but
Dad,
I was gonna make you my second in command. See there, you done screwed that up.
Here's something to really think about. This is on a serious note. Okay, if there is no such thing as either, i.e., Bigfoot or flying saucers, how come the government's doing everything they can to cover it up?
They're not covering up. They're only covering They're only covering Bigfoot up. They came out 2 years ago and confessed that there are UFOs.
Yep, I remember
You
that.
need to listen to the news, bro. They finally confirmed.
Washington State recognized Sasquatch and listened to
Right, you know,
years.
well, you know, I look at it this way. I don't research UFOs. I don't believe in going out and look at something that I can't damn prove that was there because it's in space. But I can look for something that's alive, breathing, just like me, on this earth. And the government's covering it up because they don't want the people to know. And think about this.
Hey, question.
Hold on. They prove this exists. They say it exists. And this thing's running loose in the country. And they said, you got some asshole on the radio, disc jockey that says, oh, watch out, you might have Bigfoot in your backyard tonight. Well, you're going to start a panic. Then you got neighbors shooting neighbors. Then you got people out for the trophy.
Another war.
I mean, it's common sense, people. That's why they're not saying that it exists.
Well, when I realized Bigfoot was real, it blew my mind.
I'm sure it did.
And I was crying out for help, and all they were doing was ripping and shredding me to pieces, and said I done went crazy, and all. And that's why I got into researching it, because I wanted to prove it. And my brother said, we've got enough evidence to prove that it's real.
Well, you know, when I started this 54 years ago, I wanted to prove that the species existed so we could pass laws to protect them.
Yep.
True.
Now I look at it 54 years later and I say, you know what? Everything man touches, he destroys.
Yeah.
And Bigfoot or Sasquatches have done, I think, a pretty damn good job at protecting themselves for the last few hundred years.
Yeah.
They don't need our help.
The skunk ape is what you got to beware of. The American Bigfoot is not as aggressive as the skunk ape.
The skunk apes.
Well, the skunk apes are more aggressive because they're small. They're down here where I am. And if I see one that comes toward me, I'm gonna put 3 clips of 45 in his ass.
Hey, Jan, I got a question
by
for
the
you
way,
since you said that.
By the way,
what?
By the way, before we get into that, here is Snake Man trying to do his thing.
Yeah, that's what he did when that one came up behind him that night with his Bowie knife.
Well, okay, here's the question. If they're so aggressive, how come that night that thing did not try to hurt me or anybody in my family?
I couldn't tell you. Maybe it was one, and we talked about this snakes several times, that they protected your mother. Your mother was the only one on that property, and they could have created some kind of thing to her that they protected her, and that's why they didn't harm you.
Through a friendship
there
with
are,
me and that creature, right?
but there's other reports through Florida water where they had been aggressive.
Oh,
Now
I
take it.
where they were
Now
tearing
take
the
it.
doors off people's houses.
Do what? Do what?
Down in Louisiana, there was a skunk ape that was tearing the doors off people's houses. And
Well, yeah, and you know they're saying the skunk ape now. You know when it first came out, skunk ape was only native to Florida. Now they say it's in South Carolina, South Georgia, Alabama, Louisiana, Mississippi, and you know they got their own thing going over there. They got the rougarou and all that going on. I don't think it's a skunk ape. I think the skunk apes are here, and they're smaller. They're only 6 to 7 feet tall. Now that's the one that is scare me. If I was out there with Steven and was seeing the 8 to 12 foot tall ones, that wouldn't bother me at all because I've seen that in North Georgia. But don't let nobody kid you. Don't let nobody kid you. 2 miles up the road from where we are right now, there is a family of Bigfoots. They're not skunk apes.
Yeah. The North American Bigfoot is not as aggressive. Now, that I'm not saying that
Well, they can be.
But
Well, they can be.
This man called Brothers Jim. He wanted me and Ashley and somebody else to go up there and do an investigation on the property. He kept having problems. They were getting on the phone, tearing his wires off and everything. And Brother Jim gave me his telephone number because I kind of wanted to talk to him for a while and see what was all going on, kind of get the feel. And he wanted us to come up there. And then I found out what he did for a living. He was he was in the lumber business. He cut timber in Louisiana, Florida, Alabama, Georgia, all the time. Big lumber. And this is what happened. I called Brother Jim. I said, I'm gonna tell you what. I know exactly what's going on, why they're attacking his house. I said, he's hurting their little ones, and they're out to get him.
Well, and that's what's going on. That's why they won't prove. That's another reason that they won't say Bigfoot exists, because if they were companies that cutting trees out in the forest.
Yep. Oh, yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's going to shut them down because it's a habitat.
Brother Jim told me, he said no, and he didn't only just have the North American Bigfoot. He had the skunk ape that had followed him home. And Brother Jim called him up and told him we wasn't going to go, and he wasn't going to go because he had done made him mad. They were out to get that man.
Well, you know, let me say this. You know, you can't say that the Bigfoot species is not aggressive. Some of them are. I mean, if they're like we are, we're different people. They're different people too. And who says it don't have a toothache that day? Who says it don't have a stomach ache that day? Yeah. Who says it's not mentally ill? You know, and you should always, and Snake will agree with me, you should always look at any wild animal as being unpredictable as a wild animal. Yep. And Bigfoot is a wild people that's in the forest. Yeah, most of the time they want to look at us and check us out and we're their TV for them.
And don't get me wrong what I'm about to say, but human beings can be very unpredictable as well.
Precisely. Precisely. And if these things are, and I think once they do come out and say, yes, they do exist, I think they are going to be the closest living thing to man.
Yeah.
It's going to pull the chimpanzee and everything else out of the water.
Yep.
Hey, I got something. I got something.
What to do to buffalo too? People want to bag one.
I got something for y'all. What do you all think about, was it Oklahoma making a Bigfoot hunting license season?
No, I ain't heard that.
I don't think that'll ever happen.
Nah, that's
But what do you
stupid.
think of that?
No.
Would that not be a way to help protect Squatch?
No, because
No.
why do we need to protect him? He's already protected himself for 300 years.
Well, we need to protect him from people like that Rick Dyer.
Okay.
You
but
want
has Rick
you
Dyer-
want to you want
has
to
Rick,
here's
has
the
Rick
thing.
Dyer actually gone out there and got a Bigfoot?
Here
He
here
wanted to put a monkey suit in the freezer.
here's the thing. You want to protect Bigfoot from Rick Dyer? Put Rick Dyer in a gunny sack and throw him out there in front of Bigfoot. Let Bigfoot take care of him.
Really? Really? I mean, the only thing Rick Dyer did, the only thing that Rick Dyer and Matthew Whitten did was put a damn monkey suit inside of a freezer, filled it with water, and said, I got a Bigfoot. They're dumbasses. They're the ones that hurt us, the legitimate people who go out and research these things. They're the ones that hurts us.
Yeah. But it was actually on the news here that I think it was Oklahoma was trying to push for a Bigfoot hunting season.
No.
Why?
Why? They don't even believe the animal exists. Why?
To draw people as an entertainment.
To make money. To make money. Oh, for something they don't even believe exists.
Yep. Yep.
Well, it's like
I will, as a researcher, write freaking Washington, putting it down if they are doing that. I will write them and put it down.
Yep.
Yep.
Well,
But it's not right. It's just not right.
Yep. Yep.
They're not deer. They're not deers. They're not wild hogs that they put a hunting season on.
And you know,
This is an undiscovered, you could say, part ape, part human, whatever. It's undiscovered by science, according to them, but I believe they've already got them.
right.
But,
And you know something.
it's supposed to be undiscovered. Why would you, period, anywhere in this country, start selling guns or permits to go hunt them?
Yeah. Here's the thing else too. Not to realize this, but you know where Chris is at, and we were talking about UFOs a while ago. Where Chris is at up near the oh hell, I can't remember. That's the Sierra something.
Yeah, he's in the lower Sierras.
Yeah. Well, where he's at, they also have UFO activity up there as well.
Sure, you have UFO activity all over the world.
Well, if you go, I think it's 100 or 150 miles east of where he lives at, it dropped from where he's at. You'll sit right where Area 51's at.
Well, there's so many things that the government's not telling anybody. Like you said, they do tell you.
The lower Sierras is nowhere near.
Yep. Pretty
Nowhere
much.
near. You're talking thousands of miles away from Area 51.
No, ain't no thousand. I've already calculated it.
Okay, what is it?
It's actually. Oh, where the hell I put it? Oh, here we go. I got it.
It's over. I guarantee it's over 900 miles.
No, not even.
I'll look it up. I'll look it up.
They hang around my house. They follow me, and
Well, yeah.
Like
But if you have an habituation with them and they know who you are, just like Sly knew who me and Renda was in Franklin, Georgia, they know who you are. They're going to follow you. They're not going to hurt you. They might be actually protecting you.
Well, the night that we camped out over Deer Lake, it was the only thing, the closest that I was to one. I was on one side of the Coleman tent, and he was on the other side. And he was breathing. It sounded like somebody with real bad emphysema. And
Right.
And just,
But you could tell it was coming from a big set of lungs, couldn't you?
Yep.
Yeah, and it was right beside my head, and that's what I'm talking about. If they wanted to kill me, they would killed me long time
Oh,
ago.
sure. Oh, yes.
Actually-
I say that all the time.
Actually, I just looked it up online. It's 150 miles exactly as the crow flies.
That's crow flies. That's right.
You know, I remember when I had my encounter. If I would have stopped to tie my shoe and looked and saw a pair of feet behind me, I probably would have been like the Flash.
You would have ripped your pants. What are you talking about?
Oh, hell, if he seen that one who said he's saying his ass would have walked on water.
I would have sold popcorn for that.
That'd have been a hell of a movie, wouldn't it?
Yeah. What was that old criminal name they used to play in that movie called RoboCop 1 or something like that? And the guy said, "I'll pay $1 for that."
Yeah. Really?
Hey,
And we could even pull a wimpy there and say, I'll show you a food for a hamburger today.
You know what, though? It's funny. Go ahead.
Yeah, have we got people listening in?
Yes, we do.
Well, great. Are they saying how crazy
Okay, everybody
we are?
started talking and everybody stopped.
They say how crazy
Of
we
course,
are.
we're on YouTube and everywhere else. Well, they already know we're dumb as hell.
You know, the one thing I thought about.
The only thing it didn't pick up, believe it or not, is I heard it. I don't know if you guys did, but I heard somebody outside yelling about because somebody's dog were in their yard or he was kicking the dog or some dumb thing like that. And I thought, oh Lord, neighbors at it again.
Yeah, really. Friday night in the hooch.
You know, think about this for a minute, you guys. I mean, the government, they tell you that they know about UFOs. They tell you, oh, there's no such thing as Bigfoot. But, you know, you think about it. If they can correlate between them and they both match and they both go together, what does that say to you?
Well, yeah,
Big hamburgers?
Melvin Kitchen proved the DNA on the Bigfoot, and that woman's legit. And I highly respect her, and the government tried to shut her down too. And but I told Melvin, I said, I believed you from the very start. I said, I know exactly what they did to me, and I know that's what they did to you, and it's jealousy. There is so much jealousy in the Bigfoot field, and
Oh, of course.
It can be a
You know, I started a crusade, and Stephen knows this. I started a crusade in 2009. I got in touch with every Bigfoot research group out there, and I tried to get everybody to start sharing information.
Yep.
Because somebody in California, and I'm sitting here on the East Coast, well, I might have something that I've discovered that they haven't that might help them out there, and vice versa.
Yep.
You know, it's all about that damn dollar sign. Everybody wants to be the one to get it and make all the millions.
well,
That's what it's all about.
Power. Knowledge is power.
Pretty
I
much.
mean,
Sure it is.
The
Sure
more
it is.
knowledge you have, the more knowledge you have, the more you gonna be prepared and know what to do. I don't suggest anybody to go out there just trying to find a Bigfoot and not know what they're doing, because they can get themselves in trouble big time.
Oh, yes, they can.
Oh, yeah.
Big time.
I think that knowledge could be a double-edged sword.
Yeah, like a forked tongue.
Well,
Like when they zap you.
No comment.
Oh,
No comment.
we don't know. We ain't talking about zapping.
No comment.
I watched the thing the other night on YouTube,
Zap.
and
I
this
don't
guy
know
was out in the forest. This guy was out in the forest, and He didn't see anything, but all of a sudden he got violently ill. I mean, super sick.
From the 10%.
And it lasted on him for 3 days.
Remind you of somebody?
Yeah, me. But mine didn't last for 3 days. It only lasted for about 6 hours.
Well,
But still, I was sick. I was sick as a dog, dude, and I don't ever want to feel that again. But you know what? I've been on the mountain in North Georgia for 30 years. And we've had them all around us every time we've gone up, and nobody actually got zapped.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I had one guy that went up there on his own, which he wasn't supposed to, but he went up there on his own with his girlfriend. They set up camp where we set base camp, and the girl got zapped.
Right.
And he said she was sick as a dog, and they packed everything up and left. And when they got to the bottom of the mountain, her sickness went away.
Right.
Well, I got out 2 nights straight in a row. I think there was here, and it felt like somebody picked me up and was shaking me like a rag doll.
Yeah.
My legs looked like rubber bands, and I barely made it in the house the second night. And I sit down at the island, on the bar stool, and I laid my arms down on the counter, and my arms were flopping like a fish out of water. And I felt like a rag doll being picked up and just being shaken. And I'm not epileptic. I don't have to.
Yeah, that's what I think had happened to me up here when me and Brenda went up last year. I think that it was a rogue one that was coming through, and he didn't know us or know nothing about us. And he hit me wide open. But as far as the other ones up there, we've been going up there for 5 years. Now, Brenda got hit the first time that we went up. But other than that, nothing's ever happened since.
Well,
and we've been getting all kind of sign that they're there.
Let's take a radio break, and we'll be right back.
All right, bud.
Did you know that the wrong mattress protector can ruin the feel of your mattress? Hi, I'm a mom, one of the hardest jobs out there. This is Junior. Junior's a sweetheart, but he can wreak havoc on our mattresses. Which is why I got the purple mattress protector. Nobody likes sleeping on a plastic bag. Other protectors turn your bed crinkly or stiff, and they make your mattress noisy, hot, and uncomfortable. Like a Nickelback concert, or the first year of my marriage. A mattress protector that ruins the feel of your mattress makes about as much sense as my husband's conspiracy theories. The purple protector is stretchy, so it lets your bed do what it was designed to do. The purple protector enhances your purple bed, or any bed. It's soft and flexible, so it doesn't take away from the supporting power of your mattress. It cradles your pressure points when you lay down, instead of making your mattress hard and uncomfortable, like watching Transformers 4 through the window of an RV. And the stretchiness means it's super durable, which is nice because Junior has vivid night terrors about deforestation. With other protectors, I always felt like I was choosing between comfort and protection. I shouldn't have to make that choice. I need to protect my mattresses. They're a big investment, especially on my husband's salary. With Purple, I don't have to choose. It's stretchy, which means it's comfy, and it protects my mattresses, which is a huge relief. And as any parent knows, the most important part of a mattress protector is protecting against stains and moisture. My little guy's pretty good when he's awake, but nighttime is a toss-up, and that's okay. Accidents happen. No more mystery stains on your nice mattress. The Purple Protector is waterproof and water-absorbent, which will keep your mattress dry and clean. It protects the top and the sides of your mattress, so no matter what spills or leaks out of your family members, you'll know your mattress and your warranty are safe. It's stain-resistant, so I can just throw the protector in the wash and it's good as new. I wish I could do that to my husband. It's hypoallergenic and non-toxic, and it's resistant to dust mites, which can be a problem in the forest. It's cool and breathable, which means no more waking up sweaty and damp like a Wookiee's armpit. I even have, when Junior gets scared and joins me in bed, I can rest easy knowing my mattress is protected. It even comes with its own 10-year warranty. What a sweetie. Being a mom can be so fulfilling, and the Purple Protector gives me one less thing to worry about. If you or your little monster sleep, click now to protect your mattress. Order your stretchy, soft, waterproof, stain-resistant Purple Protector today. You better believe it's real.
And we're back. At least I don't smell. At least I don't smell like a Wookiee's armpit.
That sounds so nasty. I'm sorry.
When he said that, I couldn't help it. I just started laughing. Like, oh my god!
Hey, I think we need another Tarzan yodel.
Yeah.
Eat it, Snake Man.
Yeah.
Please don't. Please don't.
Yeah, I think we're just no Tarzan yodels right now. The Bigfoot commercial is bad enough.
Yeah, really.
I could do a Jane yodel.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, and Snake could probably do that monkey yodel too.
Hey, I wonder where Gomer Pyle's at.
He's in Hawaii on the macadamia.
Surprise!
Citizens arrest! Citizens arrest!
So bam! Golly! You know, I thought about the funny thing I thought about was that can you imagine we're all waiting for that one sighting where they're out looking for Bigfoot, they come back and Squatch is sitting in their car on the driver's seat.
That's my dog.
You know, when Sasquatch...
That sounds like a beef jerky commercial to me.
Yeah, when Sasquatch is actually discovered and made known to man that the creature is actually real and it's not a creature, that it's a race of people, all Bigfoot shows are going to end, and we're all going to have to go out there and find something else to talk about.
Something else to do. Yeah, oh yeah, without a doubt. We'll have to go somewhere else.
I guess the next mystery would be is where is Biden's brain?
Oh, shit.
Any foot. I got something I want to ask you.
I don't even think he's got one.
I got something I want to ask you. I've noticed it's been very quiet around here. And I haven't heard that many reports. It's like they would be in the woods or something. I'm wondering if they're trying to stay away from this COVID virus.
You know, I got a funny feeling about that because since this COVID thing has been out, no one has actually seen one iota of a Bigfoot around. It's really weird.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm talking about.
You see.
Yeah, but I don't think they can detect that it's there and that it's a deadly virus like we know it is.
Well, here's the thing.
I don't think the technology is that great for
right. You got deers coming out of the forest, you got bears coming out of the forest, you got every type of critter. Even in California, we're still in lockdown for all I know. They're all coming out of the forest, and yet it's like, okay, where did mankind go? Where's everybody at?
Yeah, they have skunk ape sightings here all the time.
Yeah.
Well, actually, Oroville, California, this was back in 2010, I believe. Somebody's telling me they actually now have a skunk ape in Oroville, California. I'm like, you're kidding me. So a guy describes to me what he saw across the Highway 70 from the wildlife refuge all the way across the field. He had long pointy ears, a snout like a
That
wolf.
ain't a skunk ape. That ain't a skunk ape. That's
Now,
a dog man.
now listen, he had a pointy snout, but when they looked down onto the ground, get this, 3 toes.
Dude, we found that in Tennessee. I told you that. They had human-type feet, and they were 3-toed.
Right, but now they have them in California.
Well, that's not a skunk ape. That's
What?
a damn dog man.
Well, it's
And when you see these, when you get these reports of dog man with hooved feet and shit, or bald feet, dude, that's demonic, and you better get the hell away from it.
yeah.
Well, I want y'all to think about this. You know, we, you know, and down in Mexico, they have the jaguars, and and some of them's black, and they've been seen more and more up in Texas. Well, we have what we call a black panther.
Yeah, I know Alabama has those.
Yeah. Georgia's got them too.
And they'll laugh at you and say there's no such thing.
Bullshit. We all know better.
Bullshit.
There's video evidence of it.
We did a thing in Georgia. Oh, it was back in the, I would say 93, 94. And 11 Alive, actually, a guy I knew there called me and wanted to know if we was on it, that it came in as a Bigfoot sighting. And it was up on Dog Creek in Douglas County, Georgia. And we went up there, pulled a full team out, and within an hour, found big cat tracks.
Yeah.
And came back, told them in the DNR in Georgia fired back on us and said there were no big cats native to Georgia.
Wow.
Now we went up there in 2012 on an expedition. DNR came up and said, watch your back. There's been a big cat sighted up here going $1.25.
Well, I've been about 2 feet away from it and stared at it in my eyes. But what I was bringing that out about, you talking about skunks being out in California.
No.
What's to say if the jaguars are coming in from Mexico into the United States up to Texas?
Well,
who's to say that the skunk ape, with all the deforestation that's going on and everything, they haven't moved, you know, and how people have populated the areas, they have to find another place to live. They get pushed out of this natural habitat.
But you got to go with the description that he gave. It had a pointed snout. It had ears that were short, pointed. That's a dog man. That is not a skunk ape.
Well, we have big wolf in our yard.
Well, they don't walk on their hind legs, do they?
No, but he had a chest about the size of a barrel.
Okay, but he ain't walking on his hind legs.
No, but my husband thought it was one of the dogs. And he says, "Come on, girl, let's go to the house."
Well, shoot it, kill it. Then you might prove a new species.
He was a huge one, and they said that there was no red wolves in Alabama. I've seen 4 of them, and they said there was no bear in Tuscaloosa, and I've seen bear all around my house.
Oh yeah, they said there wasn't bear around Coweta County, Georgia, and they had a black bear down in there that they even went on the news about.
Yeah.
But they don't know what they talk about. You know, we as a human race are eating property every day.
Yeah, we're all sitting here eating a lot of crow.
Well, they you know, we're encroaching on their homes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As a human race, and that's why you have all these sightings and stuff with the deer. Well, deer, they always come out. But your coyotes, your wolves, your bears, with the Bigfoot sightings because we're running them out of the damn forest.
You know, something weird about that is when I used to live up in Northern California, you could actually have a buck or a deer approach you in your front yard as long as you had oatmeal in your hand. They'd come up to you and they eat oatmeal right out of your hand like there ain't no tomorrow. Talk about getting some big game. You wouldn't even need a gun. You just slit and there you go. You got your meat for the rest of the summer.
Oh yeah, up in Tennessee, if I'd have had a 30-06 when we saw them 6 dog men up there, I would have proved the species.
Yep.
But I didn't have a 30-06 on me at the time.
I walked through a herd of deer and them not even moved.
Hey, Jen, did you check out that 50 caliber air rifle I sent you a video of?
No, I didn't see it.
Oh man, they got a new rifle out there now. It takes a CO2 cartridge, is 400 to 500 pounds per square inch. It's called an air hammer. It's a 50 caliber, and it'll put the biggest elephant you can have down in a heartbeat.
No, I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it.
And it takes a 50 caliber slug.
Damn.
But you know what? If I shoot a Bigfoot, I want to have something left of him.
Yeah, really.
If you shoot a Bigfoot, you're gonna go to HE2 pit.
Yeah, if you shoot a Bigfoot, you're gonna have 1,000 more come to its funeral.
Oh sure, I mean, and that's the big thing, and we figured that out in Georgia years ago.
Yeah.
That if you shoot one, you better have a team around you that's watching your outside perimeters because they're gonna come in.
Oh yeah.
They're gonna come in like gangbusters.
Yep.
You better have a lot of bullets.
Huh.
Yeah, you better. That's it. You better.
And a roll of toilet paper.
And save one for you.
Yeah, really.
I don't know if I ever told you this, but I had a childhood friend. Her son got into Bigfoot, and they wanted to come up and visit us. So it was Sunday. And, you know, I told you when I made that yell that first time, Martin made, and they went crazy on us. Matter of fact, it was an anniversary of March 1st that happened. But anyway, they came over and we went in the back of the yard, and I said, okay, let's see who can make the best Bigfoot yell. And I said, I'll start. And I made my long, deep, guttural yell, and I said, and then Annette, my friend, she made it, and then her son made it, and then Grayson, his friend, he let out one of the best yells you ever heard a human make. And all of a sudden, I heard four different places, the foot started yelling back and started coming in on us.
So are y'all in Tampa?
Yeah, that's battle cry what they're doing. And we got back up on the porch, and you know you can feel the presence. And they were surrounded this house. There was foot on every side of the house.
Oh yeah.
Hey, what was that place where that lady had the Sasquatches coming up into her house? They would open the door and just come inside.
Oh, that was somewhere back east. I can't remember where the hell that was at.
Oh, and I'm trying to think of her name. Janice Carter.
Yep.
She had an habituation. According to her, she had an habituation there for 20 or 30 years. And she would go to the back door, and she had them named. And the big male would come up, and she would give him food from her back door. Yeah. And at one time, he supposedly walked in the house on her.
Yeah.
But
honestly, I think it was a load of crap.
Right. But you know, as the story goes, the Bigfoot never hurt her. That was weird.
Well, no. I mean, if you have an habituation going, they know who you are. They know what your intent is.
Right.
And they might walk in on you and not hurt you.
Right.
You know,
I
think everybody has an aura around them.
Oh, I believe
And
that
I think
100%.
And I think the Bigfoots can see them, and they know who is a bad person, who's a good person, just like a dog.
Yeah.
You know, they can tell a bad person from a good person.
So, like, when that followed me out of the woods, they could tell I was a good person and I was harmless.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
When he was following you out of the woods, I think it was the other way around. I think he thought, man, what a cutie.
Either that or he said, this is a retarded dude. I want to leave him alone.
Hey, that's not nice.
No, I'm sorry, Snake.
It's just
No, that's all right. Snake gets me back all the time. I'm just, fair play is fair.
Oh, hell. You know that. Me and Snake's going back and forth with each other for what, 8 years?
Yeah. And you notice that
Probably
I didn't bring up one conversation at all.
Yeah, please don't.
Anyhow, I believe the aura
My hands
thing
are hovering
because
over the button.
I believe the aura thing.
Nobody's business.
I believe the aura
The what?
thing.
Now,
You believe that? Hold on. You believe the aura thing what?
I believe the aura thing about the Bigfoots reading your aura, reading your signs and everything else, because just like Jan said, they can tell whether you're a good person or a bad person. They can even tell if you're weird and strange too.
Well, of course, yeah.
Well, then again, that makes sense.
But I think when you got bad people around, I still think they can dimension walk. I think they blink the hell out.
I wish they would do that here. I wish they would do that here.
Oh, they do more than you know. Well, you know what? If I can look up a trail and not see anything with my eyes, and come home, take a picture and come home, and look at that picture, and there's a Bigfoot sitting in a damn little field, 40 feet away from it. You seen it? You seen the picture?
Yeah.
We didn't see that with our eyes. So it can't. If it blinks out, it can't hide from the camera.
And just to make this clear, I was told by Jan we could talk about it, but not to show it on the web anywhere. And I gave my word to him. Jan actually took a picture of of a Bigfoot. Well, he didn't really take a picture of it. He was just taking pictures, and then all of a sudden one showed up on the picture when he took it home.
Yeah. And we couldn't see it. You can put it on the site for the guys to see.
Hey, Jen, what's it mean
we did not see it.
Mm-hmm. What's it mean when you take a picture of a Bigfoot and you look at it and he's giving you the finger?
No, he's just telling you his IQ.
No comment.
Damn, somebody cut in and out. Say it again. We didn't hear it.
We got a storm coming in, y'all. I'm sorry.
He blinked out.
Say it again, Mary Catherine.
He was just showing you your IQ.
Oh, that's not nice. Mary Catherine.
I didn't even hear the first part of it.
Snake Man said, what will you do if one flipped you off? Mary Catherine said, he's just showing you his IQ.
What size of it?
Okay, here's a legitimate question.
Well, I think that Bigfoot that snuck out that swamp ape that snuck up behind him out there in Texas in that field, I think he was wanting to grope him.
Well, here's a serious question. Go ahead.
Snake, first I will say this. I was just joking about your IQ.
I know. I'm actually very educated.
No comment.
You went to the third grade, didn't you?
No, Lord, I am staying out of this one.
That sounds like the IQ of a muskrat.
No, the muskrat's a lot smarter. He graduated early.
Well, he knows how to build a house.
Well, here's the question.
All right.
Okay. Now the sighting that I had, I guess you could call it interaction I had. Okay.
Okay.
You said that this thing was basically considered me harmless and all that.
Yeah.
And he followed me out of the woods, but he saw me shooting things with a gun and putting them in my sack. How does that constitute as harmless?
Because you're gathering food.
They see your aura. If they see your aura and take it as a good person or a peaceful person that's not a threat to them, and you shoot a gun and kill something else, you're killing for food.
And they do the same.
And they know that. They do. Yeah, you're right, Mary. They do the same damn thing.
Yep.
Except they don't shoot guns.
Well, I want to tell you what. The people say if you got a gun on you, you won't see one.
That's bullshit.
You won't see one. I'm never going to leave woods without my guns and my cameras. And I got
that's
them on
bullshit. I've carried a 45 on my hip since I've been doing this. And I've seen over 14 of them. I stopped counting at 14.
I've carried guns on me and always saw one, so.
Well, it's because they see your aura.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, these things see your aura. We do not know, God didn't put, Bigfoot, well, we do claim it, he is in the Bible. But it didn't say, and I argue this with Tony, and he's become a preacher, so he's, holier than thou now. But our argument is, he says that a living being can't go into a spiritual being. And I say it's bullshit because God could have gave the Sasquatch any ability that he wanted him to have. And I believe he's a keeper of the woods. I really do.
Well, Jesus, when he rose from the dead, his body rose, his physical body. And when they were in the house, and Dalton Thomas was there, Jesus walked through the walls into the room where they were at.
Right, but I ain't gonna compare Bigfoot with Jesus. But I'm just stating that God can do anything he wants to.
Well,
and he does not have to explain it to us.
Hey, Jan, Julie says hi to you.
Tell Julie that me and Renda said hi back. Give her a big hug for us.
Here's something else people have to consider about God and all the creatures and everything else. I was once taught years and years ago that not just humans, but every living creature on this planet has a spirit. Well, if that's the case, then who's not to say that the Bigfoot don't have a spirit?
That's right.
Well, who's to say that Bigfoot's wasn't around when Noah built the ark? Who lifted all them big heavy ass beams and stuff that he put on the ark?
Yeah.
Well, in the Bible it talks about the Jebusites. They all had faces like that of a lion, and they were cunning and swift runners on the hillsides and everything. And they got a picture of them, and they looked like a lion in their face. And they were great warriors, and I think they were describing them as a Bigfoot, the way they were talking about it.
Yeah.
Well, and they also brought up that Bigfoots come from Nephilims. Well, if they did, they'd be killing everything in sight because they fell from God. They were angels that fell from God and mated with human women and had offspring. If a Bigfoot came from that and it was of the devil, would it be killing everything?
Yeah.
I believe God created the Bigfoot from the beginning.
Well, I think he created him. I think he's the keeper of the forest. I think that we're not supposed to catch him.
No.
I think
You know, and if that's the case, yeah, leave them alone. I mean, go out and research them and do what you do, but don't harm them. I mean, don't go to harm them.
Right. I'm gonna tell you something. One day, my niece came over here, and she wanted to go out and look at some prints, and we got out there and we did business and everything, and that night, guess what? That's when one climbed up on my roof, started banging on my door, on my wall.
Yeah, he was knocking on your door.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Well, you knocked on his door, so he came and knocked on yours.
Oh boy.
That's what I'm talking about. You can hear them.
Oh yeah. You know, they're fascinating people, and that's what I like to say. They are some type of people, and they're fascinating. And you know, for the non-believers, you know, I don't know what to tell them, but you know, one day that's going to come to light that they're there. And you laugh at me now, and I will promise you, I will laugh.
You know, I believe that the Bigfoot may be closer to the Native Americans, so maybe they follow the Native American religion.
Well, they, like Jan said, they could be. I mean, if you look at how a Bigfoot builds a structure to live in, and you look at the Native American, who do you think who taught who what?
Yeah, that's it. Right. They taught each other.
Right. Now, in the legends, the Bigfoot lived among the Indians, and we even took
in the Northwest and Canada, yes, they did.
They did.
And man, and I know from speaking with a man who his family discovered Glen Gowan in Arizona, up in the Matazelle Wilderness, and his ancestors, and he had proof of it, used to do trade with the Bigfoot.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I got another interesting point I want to bring out too. I have noticed that more ministers and Native American people that's got Native blood in them, they have more encounters than anybody else. So that goes back about seeing the aura and who's good and who's bad.
Yeah,
And that's the point I want to bring out. See, I got Cherokee in me, and Snake Man, I know you got Native American in you, and
me and Brenda have Apache blood in us.
I've got a quarter Cherokee, but I just tell everybody I got a little bit of Smackahoe.
Well,
they might be trying to bend your ass over and smack that hoe.
Well, I always said I was a high in 57.
I've always claimed my heritage. You know, I'm one half Apache, and Renda's a quarter more than I am.
And my brother-in-law is half Creek, and I loved his daddy, and they lived down in Atmore.
And try to get a Creek Indian to talk about Bigfoot.
No, even the
we knew a full-blooded Creek Indian in Georgia, and I had to ask this guy like 6 times, and he would say, "I'm not talking about it. I'm not talking about it."
Sure did.
And then he finally turned around and said, "Look, our people believe it. They walk on the rim of the spirit world, and that is all I'm gonna say about it."
Yep.
And I could have got anything out of him with a crowbar and 4 winos.
When I went down to the Indian powwow, the Nashville State Park, the Cherokee and Creek and all, they were there. They did their dances and I asked him about one of the guys about Bigfoot, and he says he acted like he didn't know what he was. He said, "You need to speak to the medicine man up here."
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah, he knew what you was talking about.
Actually, there's
He told me to go up there and look for him, and but I told him that I was an investigator and everything. But they're very very hushed, but
Sure.
I know Dorothy has got Native American in her, but like I said, they seem to be drawn to the Native American people, and not only that, they're also drawn to, spiritual people like ministers and stuff.
It's like, and I hate to say it, in the White Mountains in Arizona, you're in the Apache Nation, you're on Apache land, and TB goes up there. Everybody knows who TB is. He's up there for the wrong reasons.
And
He's just there for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, and the Yurok up in Northern California, the Yurok, they don't call them creatures, they don't call them Sasquatch. Actually, the Yurok call them the hairy ones or the hairy people. They consider them as they consider them as a people. They don't consider them as a creature at all. You have the Yuroks, you have the Yukots, you have the Yona people, and then you have the Modoc people.
Yeah, you had a few tribes out there in the Northwest and in Canada that really kind of worshipped them as the spirit of a dead warrior who had come back to guide them.
Yeah.
Right.
Here in the South, the name they called them was hairy man or wild man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They didn't say animal. They said wild, hairy man or wild man. And
well, Brenda's dad had a sighting back up in Kentucky. We're talking probably 50 years ago now. He's long gone. But they up there called him the wild man.
The wild
man.
Yeah, wild man.
In 1962, when I was growing up outside of Atlanta, and we had that one, all the old people in the neighborhood called it the Albanian ape man.
Yeah. Well, the names that I've been heard that it's called is a wild man before it got dubbed Bigfoot and Sasquatch. But it's called many different things. And a wild woman and monkey man and stuff. But the weirdest one, my grandmother called it a rumpa feeder.
I've heard that name. I've heard it.
What?
But Sasquatch has always been there. Actually, it wasn't pronounced Sasquatch. I can't go back and say what it was, but it was something else. But it started with Squatch, and Sasquatch came later.
Sasquatchian people.
A lot of the Native Americans talk of Bigfoot or the Skinwalker is very taboo.
Yeah.
Well, I ain't going to talk about skinwalkers with them to begin with. And we know that there's skinwalkers in the White Mountains in Arizona.
Yeah.
And we know Skinwalker Ranch. I ain't dealing with them dudes.
There's a book out there, and it's kind of sort of part of the old ancient writings of the Bible and everything else. Enoch, and if you read the book of Enoch, the book of Enoch also talks about Enoch and other one called the Wild Man, and you get to sit back and you think about that, and I wonder if he knew something we didn't know.
I just got a book from Amazon yesterday. I started reading a little bit of it, and it's by Lyle Blackburn. And he's the one that's doing all this research and stuff on the South Monster all the way back to 1908.
Wow.
All the way to the present. And go get me the book. I'll tell him that. I think it's the South Monster Case Book.
Yeah.
And it's where he interviewed over like 90 different families.
Wow.
Yeah. Another
and he's good, dude. He's good. I'd love for all of us to hook up and do a big expedition with all of us.
Hey, has anybody heard anything about the rumor or myth that was going around that Davy Crockett had actually tamed a bear
No.
to sit at a table.
It was Daniel Boone.
No,
It was Daniel Boone.
He came where?
He actually tamed a bear and taught it to sit at the table like a human. Has anybody ever given any thought that it might have been a squatch?
Huh?
For sure.
Do what now? I didn't get that part.
No, wasn't it Daniel Boone killed the...
Daniel Boone claimed to have killed one in Kentucky.
Yeah.
Well,
Wild hairy man.
Davy Crockett claimed that he tamed a bear and taught it to sit at the table like a man.
Yeah, okay. Maybe he taught a Bigfoot, but not a bear.
They got circus bears. They can be trained like that. They sure can. Hadn't you ever seen the circus show?
Yeah, but I mean, a Bigfoot coming in and sitting down at a table, you know, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that's far fetched.
Hey,
the name of this book is Boggy Creek Case Book by Lyle Blackburn. You can get it on Amazon, and it seems like it's going to be a good ass book. You ought to get it.
I may have to.
Well, listen, I told Giant that I'd come on for a little while because, you know, I've been sick for the past 3 weeks.
Yeah.
You've been on the whole show.
Yeah, I'm going to have to get off here because I'm starting to feel kind of bad again. So
okay.
I'm sorry. I hope you feel better.
Same here.
Kidney infection is nothing to play around with.
No, it's not.
And I'm like, hey, it's my right, but what's yours?
Well, like I said, if you got that kidney infection, do what me and Chris is doing is keep taking get some of that potassium citrate. I'm telling you, that stuff actually does work. And all you do is take a pill a day. That's all you take.
I hear that thunder.
It won't hurt.
Potassium nitrate.
But anyway, I've enjoyed it, and I wish everybody well, and I'm expecting good things to happen for every one of us.
Well, I do too, sweetheart.
Thank you.
God bless everybody on the show.
Yeah. Well, before I go, I got to tell y'all something.
Uh-oh.
I'm great now. My granddaughter, which they call me Grand Mary, she had a baby a couple of weeks ago, and I told her that, and it was a little boy, and I nicknamed it Little Gold Nugget, and I said because he made Grand Mary the Great. He called me Grand Mary the Great. I'm great grandmother. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
I'm not that old. Not that old, y'all.
Well, last I heard, you're about 83.
Oh.
I'm 16.
Well, that's what Giant told me.
No, don't. I never said.
Giant don't be over the line.
No, I thought you heard that from Snake Man.
Hey, no.
Well, actually, if I remember back, I think you said it did come from Snake Man when you told me.
Mary Catherine, don't listen to that.
Because he's a snake in the grass anyway.
We got
He's a snake in the grass anyway.
Well,
hey, listen here.
I'm going to tell you my true age. I'm 16 backwards.
I like that. That's good.
16 back.
So what?
61.
That means I'm 35.
Well, I'm kicking on 64.
Actually, she's the same age as I am.
I was born in September. When was you born?
I was born November.
I'm born in September.
My birthday's September the 9th.
Mine's the 20th. Mine's the 20th. My mom was born the 13th.
Mine's just coming up.
Actually, I was born 59, so Mary Catherine must have been born in 59.
Yeah, you're the same age as my second
And
wife.
I'm older than you, and you need to respect your elders, John.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
Do what? Do what?
Understand.
Do what? Hey, I do respect my elders because I am an elder. I got to respect myself just like I respect them.
You know what?
Catherine, go out there and put them over your knee and spank that hammer.
You might enjoy that.
Brenda will be 77 on the 23rd.
Oh, happy birthday.
Thank you.
And she runs in the woods better than I do.
Well, here's the thing. I created a new dance with my kids, and I was going to teach my granddaughter that. And she said, "What kind of dance is it?"
Uh-oh.
And
The funky hustle?
said, no, I went to get her
Bigfoot shuffle.
Louisiana.
There you go.
And I said, "It's a crepe myrtle dance." And she said, "What's that?" I said, "Ask your daddy." He kind of grinned with a sheepish grin, and he says, "Well, it's when your mama makes you take off your shoes, and she goes outside and hit the crepe myrtle switch, and she'll switch to her feet, and you'll dance all over the place." That's the
Yeah.
dance.
Not right. We call
That was the Bigfoot monkey dance.
Hey, you know, when I was growing up, that was called the hickory switch dance.
Yeah, or the belt.
Yeah, you danced when Mama got that hickory switch to you.
Oh boy, don't I remember something like that. Ooh.
Yeah, I do too, brother.
You get an old frail when they beat you until it breaks to a toothpick.
And if my mother couldn't find a hickory switch, I'll tell you what, fly swatters don't feel good either.
Oh, totally.
I was cutting up one day, had a razor strap with my oldest son,
Oh.
and I just kind of put it over, just popped him lightly.
Cut him.
You'd have thought I done killed that kid.
It cuts you.
Yeah. Young nowadays don't know what it means to get your ass beat.
Oh, I know what it's like to get your ass beat. Brenda does too. Her daddy loved her so much that she ran away from him. He threw a damn knife and stuck it in the back of her leg.
Oh boy.
Oh, God, can you send me the link to the video that you're doing live right now so I can still listen to y'all while I go lay down?
Yes.
Oh, we're going to get off too, ain't we?
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and get off too, but we'll go ahead and it'll be up and running here in about a few minutes after I'm done.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, everybody have a super night and a super weekend, and God bless y'all.
Well, ladies and
boy.
the Bigfoot Radio
Hold on, stay on
this
for a minute.
week, and we would like you all to tune in next week for some more Bigfoot Radio. And all of us on the Bigfoot Radio Network. We would also like to thank our guests for joining in on the discussion tonight on this talk show. And we would also like to thank you, our listeners, for sharing our adventures with us. Join us again next Friday evening for another exciting hour of Bigfoot Radio. And we would also especially like to thank our listeners. Until then, this is the Gentle Giant saying good night, be good, be safe, and we will see you here again next week. Keep Bigfooting. See you all again next week. Bye-bye, and have a nice night.
You too.
Good night, John boy.
Night, Mary Ellen.
Good night, Fart King. Oh.
Night.
Whatever. Night, Lug Nut.
Surprise.
This session is no longer being recorded.
I figured I messed you up when I said Bent Fender.
No, I was going to tell you, the procedure I'm going for is a colonoscopy.